everyone and welcome to Cities XXL. Yeah, this is going to be like a tutorial series about this game. I guess there are a bunch of new Cities XXL players now, and I never really started a city from scratch on my channel. There's just Waterfront City, but I massively supported this city with two other cities, so it's not really like starting a new game with the empty planet. And I noticed that many new players have trouble to get into Cities XXL. So yeah, my goal for this series is to build a nice little town without the help of other cities, so like in a fresh game. And I'd like to explain the game mechanics, some tricks I have learned, and the user interface, and so on. So yeah, hopefully this is going to be a helpful series for you guys and for everyone who's new to this game. But of course, before you're going to start to build anything, I recommend to play the tutorial first, because it explains already a lot of things. So it's over here. And by the way, if you notice some difference here in these menus, I already installed the community mod. I can really recommend this mod. It's a prerequisite mod for everything else, and it adds some new options to the user interface. So don't wonder if my user interface looks a bit different than yours. Just install this mod. I will put a link to this mod into the video description below. Yeah, so alright, we are in planet mode, and before we are going to start a new city, yeah, let's pretend we are new to this game and we probably already have an idea for a amazing city design. Yeah, something we really want to build, and we want to build this now. It's probably not a good idea. I would recommend to start with a small town, something where you do not care so much about design and layout and so on, to learn the basics of this game. And even when you totally mess things up in this first town, you will produce some tokens in the end. So some resources. Tokens are like resources. I will explain this in later episodes. And you can trade these tokens with other cities. So even with a city that totally do not work, you can support a second city, and then it will be much easier for you in this second city. So that's the reason why I recommend to start with something small and easy, and something that can probably work as supporting city later for the city you have really in mind, your amazing design. So yeah, let's start with the user interface here in this planet mode. Yeah, mouse wheel is for scrolling in and out, middle mouse button for rotating this planet. And as you can see here, we have several gray dots on the surface of this planet. These are empty maps, so we can simply select one of these maps and could start a city, but I want to do this later. Green dots are already taken maps, and as larger these dots, as more population this city will have already. Yeah, as you can see, we have just 20,000 people over here. It's a small green dot. Here, New Coast City with almost 1 million. It's pretty large. All right. Yeah. Let's have a look at the menus over here. This is a pretty helpful menu, because here you have a list of all your cities, and you can click through them and can directly jump to your city later. If we would click here, we would instantly load this city. And here you have the overview of tokens you produce, or what the city demands, and you can also trade here. This is the trading window. This is something I will explain later, just to let you already know that you can already trade from planet view. You can also search for a city if you like have 100 cities and you just know there was something like, I don't know, called Nyoko City. All right, there it is. Let's close all this. Or you can directly load a specific save game if you like. If you know, okay, I messed the city up here, but I know there is a save game that is 2 weeks old. Let's take this instead. You can load it from here. All right. Here you have trophies, kind of things. It's like achievement. It's kind of self-explaining. And yeah, if you clicked, or there's already a city selected at the moment. We can see Nyoko City over here because we already picked the Nyoko City from the list. And even if we close this, it stays selected. So you can also click over here and go directly into this city. So many ways to load this city in this game. Over here we have some nice filter overlays. So this is for tokens. Let's say you want to trade or you need, I don't know, fuel. You can click here and then you can see where fuel is available, or where are cities that demand fuel, and then you can directly trade. Sometimes it's helpful when you have a lot of cities. But yeah, actually I don't use this very often. This is also nice here. This is a filter overlay for the planet. There you can search for maps with snow, beach, desert maps, island maps, or maps that have a specific resource like oil or so. So every gray dot in this kind of purple areas, yeah, over here for example, have oil resources. Yeah, as you can see here, I will explain what these stars mean in a few moments. Yeah, and so on and so on. Yeah, also kind of self-explaining. So let's close this menu, and this here on the right side is a map filter. So I don't think the best way to search a nice place is to just click through these gray dots. It's not, yeah, it's a bit chaotic here on the planet. So it's not a good way. The best way to start a city is to use this map filter. Here you can also filter for region, snow, island, beach, and then you can see here are thumbnails for each map, and if we turn on desert, we have only desert maps, for example. The fjord? I wouldn't say that this is a desert map, but yeah, however. So the same goes for resources. We have food industry, holiday, fuel, water, and so on. So if you want to specialize a bit in a specific resource, so you can pick the right map from here. And you probably also noticed these frames around some of these maps, that these maps are from, yeah, different game versions. So the ones without a frame are the old Cities XXL map. With the red frame is yeah, Cities XXL Platinum or 2012. I can say exactly. It's the different game version. These here with this dark purple kind of frame are the new Cities XXL map. This is something I'm 100% sure. All right. So and this is a mod map, by the way. So yeah, let's deactivate this. And also you can filter for difficulty level: easy, normal, difficult, very difficult. And difficulty level does actually mean nothing else than, let's click for example over here, and we take a look down here. We can also see the difficult level. It's 20%, and it actually doesn't mean anything else like that there is, for example, for easy map we have a lot of flat terrain, a lot of city lengths, and a very difficult map, for example over here, the Stony Labyrinth, is... Oh, I think I totally mispronounced this. However, this have a 90% difficulty level. That means there's not much flat terrain and there are not much areas at the edge of the map where we can add a city link. City links are connections to the outside world for trading, and you need them to bring in new populations and so on. The usual stuff. So, and yeah, also resources. Resources also are taken into account for these difficulty level. So 90% difficulty level map will not have so many resources. And informations about the resources can be found over here. We have oil, fertile areas, water, and holidays. So, and these stars means we have, 1 stars. Sorry, this means there are no resources. 1 star mean a bit, 2 stars a bit more, and 3 stars a lot of them. But it's not really so important to have a map with many resources. It's with trading you can build up also a city just with offices and high-tech industries, and you can just import everything you need. Works pretty well here in this game. Alright, these were the difficulty levels, and now I'd like to start a new city. And I'd like to take one of the newer maps of the Cities XXL map. I really like the Rocky Beach map. I think I'm going to take this. It's relative easy, just 30% difficult level. By the way, here you can see some other statistics. We have the flat surface area, 45%, just 45% of the map is flat, basically because we have 2 big mountains and a lot of water on this map. And this is the indicates how many or how much of the edge of the map is available for city links or intercity connections. So this is quite a lot. That's nice, and this means we have never used this map, so we have all slots with this map on the planet. All these slots are free with this map. If we would take this, it will occupy the slot, so keep this in mind. It's theoretically possible to fill the whole planet with cities, and then is nothing left where you can build a new city. But there are so many slots, so I think this will take ages. All right, but you can delete cities anyway, so it's not really a problem. All right, Rocky Beach, create your city, and yeah, in this screen you can see, you have this overview about over resources and difficulty level and so on. So it's your last chance to say no, I don't want. But we want to start the city, and here you can select different road types. As far as I know, it's not possible to switch to another road type later when the city is created. There is a way. You have to edit the save game and so on. So if you really don't like the road, it's possible, but it's difficult. All right, we want to take, let's take the German roads, because I'm German. How to City will be the name of the city. How to City sounds a bit like Japanese, right? How to City. So probably we can build a Asia style city, but actually I want to build something like a typical small European city. And let's close this and that. I don't want to go too deep into the details at the moment of this user interface. This is something I'd like to explain in the next episode. For this episode, I just like to add the city link. to get this city started, I want to start over here. For this we need the road tool. It's inside of this build menu on the lower left corner of your screen. At the moment almost everything is locked because we need a city link, a town hall, and the utility center first. And yeah, for this episode, let's start with the city link. Let's take one of these roads. Down here, you can click through this menu, and here you have the largest road, a expressway. It's very expensive. As you can see, we have maintenance costs here in this game. So it's expensive to build, and it's the upkeep is also expensive. But it can handle a lot of traffic. 160 cars a minute. And here we have some farm roads. They can handle just 10 cars a minute, but they have only a maintenance cost of 1 credit, and they are very cheap to build. Our first city link I'd like to build with a simple grassy road. It's like a normal road, 2 lanes, not very expensive, just 40 cars a minute, and not much upkeep cost. But yeah, I think it's okay for the first city link. We need to save a bit of money. As you can see, here's our starting fund, 400,000 credits. It's quite a lot, but it can melt away pretty quick. So let's save as much money as we can. All right, the city link. We selected the road, and as you can see, there's some kind of purple frame around this map. These are areas where you can put a city link. So when you take the road tool and there is a city link area nearby, the road tool will automatically snap to the edge of the map, as you can see, and it will create this road sign. This is going to be our link. And now I will just build a straight short road part, and as you can see, the city link is under construction, and now it's finished. And when we click on it, we can we have some additional informations over here. They are pretty interesting. We have monthly cost. Yeah, also the city link have upkeep costs, and the city link have freight and passenger capacity. So this is important for trading. So keep this in mind. I will explain trading also in a later episode, but this is important to know. And actually, it doesn't matter what kind of or what type of road you use as city link. For example, let's take the large avenue. Now wasting some money, but I think it's okay. I can live with this. The large avenue have a much higher car flow per minute, 80 cars per minute. Remember this one, 40 cars. It have 2 lanes, but we still have the same freight and passenger capacity at the city link. So this have nothing to do with the road type we use. The road, but of course, this avenue can handle much more traffic, so it could make sense to upgrade or to replace your smaller road at a city link with a larger road later because of the traffic flow, but it will not change the freight and passenger capacity for trading. All right, so let's remove this because it's pretty expensive. All right, yeah, this is good for our cash flow up here. And yeah, so I think that's basically it for our first episode. We just constructed the city link, and now in the next episode we can start with our first city, and there I will explain the user interface and I guess roads. This is probably a good idea. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I hope this was already a little help, and goodbye.